Hello dear students, welcome back to EduHunt video lecture series. We have discussed about the external part, that is first part of the ear, pinna and auditory meatus. Now let us discuss about the next part of the ear. It is middle ear. The cavity of the middle ear is called tympanic cavity and it develops from the pharyngeal outgrowth. So, the origin might be endodermal in origin. So, the middle ear originates from the endoderm of the embryonic layer. And eustachian tubes connect the middle ear with the pharynx of the gut and prevent the rupturing of the tympanum during receiving the louder sound signals or sound waves, vibrations, and equalizes the pressure and it produces the some amount of pressure from the backside to equalize that. So, whenever there is a loud voice or loud sound, whenever there is a loud sound, the what is this? This eustachian tube and the tympanum and there is a pharynx, all these things which are in connection with each other. So, the tube that is called the eustachian tube that connects the middle ear to the pharynx and the sound waves travels while traveling this. When there is a loud sound, the tympanum may breaks up. Tympanum may get disturbed because of the louder vibrations. To equalize that, it produces the equal pressure behind the membrane, behind the tympanum, to equalize that, to balance that, to prevent it from damage because of the louder sounds and loud vibrations. They open during yawning. మనం ఆవలించినప్పుడు అలాగే ఏదైనా తినేటప్పుడు మింగేటప్పుడు గుటక వేస్తామంటాం కదా, మింగేటప్పుడు ఈవెన్ చూయింగ్ నమిలేటప్పుడు దిస్ యూస్టాచియన్ ట్యూబ్ ఓపెన్స్. 3 సిచ్యువేషన్స్లో ఇది ఓపెన్ అవుతుంది. ఒకటి మనం ఆవలించినప్పుడు, వైల్ యానింగ్, వైల్ స్వాలోయింగ్ అండ్ వైల్ chewing, this eustachian tube opens. What is eustachian tube? This eustachian tube is nothing but the tube that connects the middle ear to the pharynx. Next one is the tympanic cavity. Tympanic cavity, it contains 3 ear ossicles, like small bones. మనం ఇయర్ అనగానే ఫస్ట్ మనకి గుర్తుకు రావాల్సింది స్మాలెస్ట్ బోన్ present in the body. Where it is present? It is in ear. The longest bone is present in the thigh, that is femur, and the smallest and shortest bone present in the ear is the stapes. Whether it is mentioned. There are 3 smaller bones, 3 ear ossicles in the tympanic cavity. That is malleus, incus, stapes. Malleus is hammer shaped and incus is anvil shaped, and stapes, it is also called stirrup because of its shape, stirrup shape. So these are the 3 bones. The smallest bone is the stapes, where it is. Yes, it is the smallest bone in the body. Longest bone is the femur. Smallest bone is the stapes, that is present in the ear, that is in the middle ear. The ear ossicles are not, they do not conduct the sound vibrations, and also, but especially they are meant for amplification of the sound vibrations. They not only transmit or not only they conduct the sound vibrations, they also amplify it. Amplification అంటే తెలుసు కదా, ఎక్కువ చేస్తాయి, ఇంక్రీజ్ చేస్తాయి. ఏం చేస్తుంది దీస్ ఇయర్ ఆసికల్స్? వాట్ దే డూ, దే నాట్ ఓన్లీ capture the sound. They not only capture the sound, but also they amplify the sound vibrations. Stapes, which is the smallest bone of the mammalian body, fits in the oval window. మనం చెప్పాం కదా, 2 windows ఉంటాయి. One is oval window and second is the round window. The smallest bone opens in the oval window. The next part of the ear is the internal ear. The oval window is the inlet. The oval window is the inlet for the sound vibrations. So first one, the pinna, it captures the sounds and it also directs the sounds towards the auditory meters. And then the sound waves will be carried through the middle ear to finally reach the internal ear. So there is the oval window. This is the oval window. The oval window is the inlet for the sound waves to reach the actual point. Because of the small size of this bone and also for this oval window, the pressure that of the sound is also gets amplified on this membranic structure by 20 times of the actual pressure of the tympanum. Actually, tympanum దగ్గర ప్రొడ్యూస్ అయ్యే ఆ సౌండ్ వేవ్స్ వచ్చి ఆ వైబ్రేషన్స్ ఉన్న ప్రెషర్ కంటే కూడా 20 times ఎక్కువగా యాంప్లిఫై చేసేది ఏది అంటే దిస్ ఓవల్ విండో. దిస్ ఓవల్ విండో, because it is very tiny in size and it amplifies. It is very important for the amplification of the sound. It produces some pressure to amplify the actual sound. And the sensory part of the internal ear is called the membranous labyrinth. Sensory part, ఇక్కడ కంటే కూడా ఇంటర్నల్ ఇయర్లో ఉన్న వెరీ సెన్సరీ అండ్ వెరీ సెన్సిటివ్ పార్ట్ ఈస్ ద membranous labyrinth, and it is filled with some fluid called the endolymph. Endolymph is the fluid present in the internal ear, especially in the membranous labyrinth, and this is surrounded by bony labyrinth. Membranous labyrinth is, it is like thin and which is surrounded by the bony labyrinth, which is formed by the temporal bone. Temporal bone near the ear. Temporal bone fits near the ear, and between the membranous labyrinth and bony labyrinth there is a fluid called the perilymph. In the membranous labyrinth there is a fluid called endolymph, but between the bony labyrinth and the membranous labyrinth there is a fluid called perilymph. So there is a difference between endolymph and the perilymph that we'll see later. The internal ear has 2 prominent parts, that is the vestibular apparatus and the next one is cochlea. Cochlea, where it is? Yes, cochlea. Vestibular apparatus, it is the sensory part of the balance of the body. Balancing of the body is done by the vestibular apparatus, and it is especially developed, very much developed in fish. It consists of 3 semicircular canals and also 1 utriculus and 1 sacculus. It is made up of, that is, vestibular apparatus is made up of 3 semicircular canals and 1 utriculus and 1 sacculus. These are the structures which form the vestibular apparatus. Out of these semicircular canals, 2 are vertical and 1 is horizontal. Semicircular, yes, this is the vestibular apparatus of the internal ear. Internal ear, this is the vestibular apparatus in which 2 structures, in which all this structure, it is the next part, that is cochlea. The vestibular apparatus consists of 3 semicircular canals. These are the 3 semicircular canals. 2 are vertical and 1 is horizontal. And then sacculus, this is the sacculus. So it is utriculus. So with these 5, the vestibular apparatus is made of. Next is the cochlea. Here it is, in this part is the cochlea, and it is a TS of cochlea, transverse section of the cochlea. You can see the vestibular canal and tympanic canal here, and median canal. Vestibular canal, median canal and tympanic canal are the 3 canals that are present in the cochlea. It is the sensory structure for hearing. Vestibular structure is for balancing, and cochlea, the 2 internal ear structures, one is the vestibular apparatus and second is the cochlea. One is meant for balancing of the body and second is for hearing. Mainly cochlea is meant for hearing. Just remember this. It is a coiled structure having 2 and 3/4 coils in human. Here you can see this is the coiled structure. And in cross section it shows 3 canals. Just now we have seen the vestibular canal. It is also called scala vestibuli. Next is the median canal called the cochlear canal or the scala media. Third is the tympanic canal or the scala tympanum or tympani. So these are the 3 canals of the cochlea. Vestibular canal and tympanic canal, these 2 canals are filled with the perilymph, and especially the cochlear canal is filled with endolymph. Just now we have discussed endolymph and perilymph. Membranous labyrinth consists of endolymph and the next one consists of the perilymph. Like that, the vestibular canal and tympanic canal consists of fluid called the perilymph. The cochlea median canal consists of the endolymph. So the cochlea consists of all the 2 types of limbs, fluids. One is the perilymph and second is the endolymph. All the both two fluids are present in the cochlea, because these are the parts of the cochlea. The group of sensory hair cells for hearing are present in the cochlear canal, that is or scala media, that is median canal, and the membrane of the roof of scala media, which separates scala vestibularis or the scala vestibuli from scala media, that is the median part of the scalar part, and racinae membrane, and the membrane at the floor of the scala media, which separates scala media from the scala tympani, that is called the basilar membrane. It is the racinar membrane and it is the basilar membrane, the two membranes present in the roof and floor. One is at the roof and second is at the floor of the cochlea. And the hair cells that are attached to the basilar membrane, that is at the floor, organ of corti, and ultimate sensory part of the hearing. What is the ultimate sensory part of the hearing? That is organ of corti. Let us see the root of the sound vibrations, how they travel and what is the path of the sound vibrations. First, from pinna, they reach the auditory meatus, that is the external part of the ear, then reaches the tympanum. From there towards the ear ossicles, we know that there are 3 ear ossicles, and then oval window, scala vestibuli, and then scala tympani, basilar membrane, and that is the organ of corti, which is the actual sensory part of the ear, and cochlear nerve, and rest of the vibrations which move through the round window are dumped in the middle ear. This is the actual path how the sound vibrations travel. And the audible range, మనం కన్ను గురించి చెప్పుకున్నప్పుడు విజిబుల్ రేంజ్ చెప్పాము, రిఫ్రాక్షన్ గురించి చెప్పాము, అట్ ద సేమ్ టైం విజిబుల్ రేంజ్ గురించి చెప్పాము. సో 1.5 సెంటీమీటర్స్ ఫోకల్ లెంత్ అన్నాం. అలా ఇక్కడ కూడా ఆడియోకి కూడా సమ్ రేంజ్ ఉంటుంది. దట్ ఈస్ హెల్దీ హ్యూమన్ ఇయర్ కెన్ హియర్ 20 హెర్ట్జ్ టు 20,000 హెర్ట్జ్. అంటే 20 హెడ్స్ కంటే తక్కువ ఉన్నా వినలేము, 20,000 హెడ్స్ కంటే ఎక్కువ ఉన్నా సరే కాంట్ బేర్ ఇట్. అలాగే డాగ్స్ కెన్ హియర్ మోర్ దాన్ 20,000 హెడ్స్. అల్ట్రాసోనిక్ సౌండ్స్ అంటాం, ఎక్కువ వైబ్రేషన్స్ పర్ సెకండ్ ఉంటాయి. ద బ్యాట్స్ కెన్ ప్రొడ్యూస్ అండ్ హియర్ ultrasonic sounds up to 1 lakh hertz. Bats does see through the sound. దీన్ని echolocation అంటాం. echoes echo అంటే తెలుసు కదా, ప్రతిధ్వని అని అంటాం. echo అంటే when we make a sound, it hits the obstacle and again it comes back. If there are so many obstacles, అంటే ఒక ఎంటీ రూమ్లో మనం అరిచిన దానికి అన్ని వస్తువులు ఉన్న రూమ్లో అరిస్తే echo రాదు. ఓన్లీ ఎంటీ రూమ్లో మనం అరిస్తే ఈకో వస్తుంది. బికాస్ our sound waves travel in the air and hit some obstacle and again it comes back. That is called echo. Echolocation అనేది బ్యాట్స్కి ఉంటుంది. Echolocation is they produce the sound and can hear the same sound. This is called the echolocation. This vision అంటే అలా echolocationని బట్టి అవి లొకేట్ చేయడాన్ని it is known as acoustic vision. It is the vision depending on producing the echo. Echolocation is also known as acoustic vision. Bats ki ఇది ఉంటుంది, గబ్బిలాల్లో ఉంటుంది. Because bats are nocturnal in nature. Nocturnal means they are active during night. The intensity of the audible sound in human range, it is 0 to 120 decibels. Decibel అంటే decibel, Graham Bell గౌరవార్థం డెసిబెల్ అని ఇంటెన్సిటీకి పెట్టారు. ఓకే, with this we have finished the second sense organ, that is ear. We have seen first 2 sense organs, eye and ear. In the next video I'll come back with some more details of sense organs. Thank you.